Hey, what's up, guys? Gons here for the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel. Want to briefly talk about a trailer. Some of you guys were telling me to check out this trailer for a movie called The Fifth Wave coming out. So I checked it out. Pretty interesting stuff. The Fifth Wave is actually a book that came out a couple years ago. It was very popular amongst young female readers. It looked like some of the reviews of the book from a couple years ago were done by, some younger teenage girls and stuff. The reason being, the main character is a young girl, a 16-year-old girl. So that makes sense. It's very similar to kind of a Hunger Games feel where the main character is a young female. In any case, the story is about these aliens that show up, and they come and they hover over the Wright-Patterson Army base. Of course, Wright-Patterson is wrought with conspiracy theory of housing UFOs and alien technology and stuff like that. And the story is that these aliens are not nice, they're mean, and there's 4 waves that hit. The first wave being some sort of EMP action where they take out the electricity. The second wave resulting in coastal destruction or, some kind of major destruction with, tsunamis and stuff. The third wave being a plague that takes out a lot of the earth. And the fourth wave involving the others, these aliens are called the others, hunting the last speck of humanity. Now, one of the interesting things about this story, as far as I understand it, I haven't read it, I haven't seen the movie, but from what I understand, these aliens are able to basically possess humans and, take the form of a human being, which makes it extremely difficult for, people to fight because you don't know if they are possessed by these others or not. And of course, the story surrounds this, Cassie Sullivan and what is the fifth wave. So pretty interesting stuff. Now, based on just one review, and again, if you have read The Wave, please correct me if I am wrong, okay? Because I'm basing this off of one review of the book. But it says in one of the reviews, one of the human girls falls in love with an alien boy at the end of the fifth wave here. If that is true, then, man, there's some sort of hybridization agenda there for sure. If not, then excuse my, jumping the gun there on that. But in any case, it looks like this movie is sort of another Independence Day-ish film where the aliens are bad, and there's, I guess, even a part of the story where the main character questions the existence of God, and we'll have to see how it all plays out, but it looks like it's going to be very popular. Again, it's going to be kind of like Independence Day, although Independence Day is also doing a second installment of the film. It's called Resurgence. No Will Smith. We'll see how the movie actually, if it does any good or not, but in any case, I do think it's interesting that another big alien movie. You got to always have an alien movie, and it happens to tackle a lot of these themes, these big themes about integration, into human society, and of course, with the hope to take out humanity. And what I thought was interesting was that, in some regard, if there is an alien sort of disclosure, right? It's of course the Great Deception. They will not be real aliens; they will actually be fallen angels, demons disguised as these aliens from another planet or whatever. Now, if these guys show up and they're the good guys and they help humanity and they distribute the mark of the beast and all this stuff, and they basically suggest that there is another alien race coming, right? That maybe this whole idea of an alien invasion is meant to portray the return of Jesus, because of course, when Jesus comes, he's going to destroy the earth pretty much. He's going to have his wrath poured upon the earth. And, the 4 waves leading up to the fifth wave there, maybe this author got the idea from the 4 horsemen, and of course, there's a lot more to it. It's a lot more complex than that. If you actually look in the Bible, you got the seals, obviously, which I think are part of the birth pangs, and then the great tribulation after the abomination of desolation, and then the rapture, which I believe happens after that, and then God's wrath is poured out through the trumpet and bowl judgments. That's just how I understand it. It's the pre-wrath rapture view. But in any case, at a very simplistic level, perhaps this author took this idea of a 4 horsemen to have the 4 waves, one being an EMP, the electricity runs out, and then big tsunamis, waves that crash into the earth, destroy cities, a plague, right? And then a hunt for, the remaining humans and the integration of these others into humanity, and then, you know, the fifth wave being the complete elimination, the complete annihilation of mankind. So, you know, we'll just have to see how it all plays out. But I wanted to comment on it because it is out there. Check out the trailer. I will leave links to it below, and come back here and let me know what you thought about it. If you saw any symbolism in there. I saw a couple things that are maybe symbols for something more nefarious going on, but you know, nothing definitive based on this trailer. So I know you guys have a good eye for that. Although I do want to add just real briefly here at the end that I know that a female main character, as I brought up earlier in the video, is something that is deliberate. They're trying to send more females into war, basically. And so this warrior programming has, you know, switched over to females. So that's definitely an agenda piece there. But in any case, let me know if you find anything. Let me know your thoughts after watching the trailer. Hope you guys have an awesome day. God bless.